Good morning, everybody. This is Ty from Alternative Health, and you'll never guess what I'm doing right now. Right now, I have got my feet planted in the earth. And what I'm doing is I'm focusing on creating a communication between my body and the earth. There's actually electrical energy flowing up into my body, and that's called earthing. That's called getting grounded, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, the earth can be seen as a massive battery. It's actually a 6 sextillion ton metric battery, which is constantly being replenished by lightning and solar radiation and the molten core from the earth. And just like a car battery would be in charge of the electrics for your car, the earth is in charge of all the animals and all the living things that are on the surface and in the water, all the bugs and all the viruses and all the humans. Everything is in electrical energy and communication with the earth. All energy, all movement, all emotion, all behavior comes from electrical energy. And so when we get grounded, when we get earth, what comes from the earth is the magnetic fields floating up from the earth's surface and the molten core, that heat that constantly comes up from the surface. Well, that's what regenerates us from our feet up and feed the 50 trillion cells in your body that are totally reliant upon electrical magnetic fields to communicate, to pass on nutrients, to pass on water. We've always known about it. We've always walked and talked and played and knelt and laid down in the earth. And now it seems like in this new industrial age, we've lost that connection, everybody, with all these insulated shoes and insulated beds and insulated lives and concrete jungles. All the soles of your shoes are made of rubber, like an insulator. All our beds are elevated. Not only are they elevated off the earth, they have insulating mattresses. And what happens without us even knowing is we start to have all sorts of problems. All sorts of problems like accelerated aging. All sorts of problems like all sorts of stress disorders and dysfunctions and all the diseases that come from inflammation, like cancer and diabetes and lupus and allergies. All these things are related to the inflammation of the body. So if you haven't got your feet in the earth at some time during the day, you're not getting that natural energy source that comes through the body. And that's all it takes, folks, is just 20 minutes a day, getting the shoes off and going for a walk on the earth. Or they've got like these bed plates that you can get that have a copper wire attached to something you can stick in the ground, and you can literally sleep on a bed that is earth. Or you can get little mats that you can put under your computer at work so your feet are attached to it. There's so many health benefits that we know about. It reduces stress. It does that by calming the body out. It actually cools the immune system down. It actually cools the stress hormones down when you get out and you get earth. One of the magical things it does for me, every time I go traveling and I get a bit of jet lag, you get down, take your shoes off, go stand in the grass or anywhere, any dirt that you can get for 20 minutes, and literally, bam! It's like your polarities have been all evened out, you're energetically balanced, and then you're feeling good. You're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go down to the bar and have some margaritas or whatever it is you're planning to do on that trip. But you know, that's one of the easiest, and that works 100% of the time to get rid of jet lag, is earthing. Another great thing it does is for EMFs. Remember we talked about electromagnetic fields? We're constantly being bombarded by all these man-made EMFs. But by taking your shoes off and grounding, the electrical energy that's coming up from the earth counterbalances all the other EMFs that are coming into your body. So that's another amazing health benefit. One of the things it does is it reduces menstrual and hormonal stress. So all you ladies out there, you know, when it's coming that time of the cycle, you know, and you're going to start to feel a little bit edgy, take your shoes off if you're not doing it already and go for a walk on the grass and just notice how it'll reduce that feeling and those emotions when they come up. This is particularly helpful for you fellas too. You know, when that time's coming about, look, let's not get an argument. Let's go for a walk, sweetie. Hey, you know what? Let's not wear the shoes. You don't have to mention why. You don't want to bring this stuff up. You know, you don't want to trigger something. You just really want to get out there and get those shoes off. I mean, I wish I would have known this stuff 2 years ago. I probably wouldn't be some single man. I could have maintained my relationship. I mean, this is cool stuff to know. It dramatically reduces, if not eliminates, chronic pain. You know, the aching and that paining. You don't realize that all your body really needs is just to get earthed. It just helps out sleep so much. Everyone who's ever used earthing will find that their sleep patterns just become consistent and you get that really deep sleep. It helps with your energy flow. You know, it's not like you're going to jump in and go, wow, all of a sudden I feel like Superman. But if you do it constantly, days and days and days, you'll notice that your energy flow will be much, much better. One of the most amazing things it does is with blood flow. Like there was a guy who was having serious problems with his feet. He had no nerve feelings in his feet. He'd literally go for a walk on cold tiles and he couldn't even feel the temperature of the tiles. And he was trying all these different things and he found out about earthing, right? And he got one of the bed plates. And the first day he sat on the bed plate, after 20 minutes he had intense pain in his feet. And he was like, oh, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. He went back to his guy and said, no, look, that's normal. Stick with it, stick with it. So he stuck with it. And after a month, he started to get feeling back in his feet. And he had like terribly bad varicose veins, like it was almost purple and black, like really like terrible to look at. And after 2 months, his wife kind of looked over his feet one day and went, you know what? Your feet look beautiful. He's like, yeah, well, I've been doing this earthing. There was another guy with chronic heart problems. He had, had bad chest. He had rapid heartbeats and irregular heartbeats, and he tried every single medication. The guy was like a top lawyer, so he had that real business stress. And some of us, we can't avoid business stress. We're making big decisions. We're making a lot of money. He started using earthing, and he found that over 1 to 2 years, he stopped all his medication. All the drugs and all the stuff and all the doctors and all the thousands of dollars that he spent was unnecessary. All he needed to do was take his shoes off and go for a walk in the grass. It's hard for people to even comprehend that. Well, no, I'm taking this, no, don't forget taking that. Just take your shoes off and go for a walk. And I'm like, oh, well, what do you mean? That's what we're talking about. Earthing. So simple. So it's funny. It's so simple, but it's so true. And once you get out and you start trying it, you're going to notice a difference in your overall energy. Now it's kind of become aware to all of us with this amazing book called Earthing. It's been co-written by Clinton Ober, Dr. Steven Sinatra, and Martin Zucker. And Dr. Steven Sinatra is like a top cardiologist, and he's now using earthing in so many of his patients now and finding amazing results. And if you get this book and have a look through it, there's so many cool testimonies, and there's too many for us to talk about. But if you get the book, you'll just see it, and that'll really give you confidence, and it'll give you inspiration, and you'll get you to just go, you know what, I'm going to do this, stuff this, I'm getting my shoes off, and I'm going for a walk. In fact, I think that's what we're going to do right now, folks. We had enough of looking at me. I've had enough of talking about this. You're going to experience it for yourself. You're going to get your shoes off. Oh, I'm going to get your shoes off and go for a walk right now on the grass, on the dirt, and keep doing this day after day. And you're going to go, you know what? That Ty from Alternative Health, he was right, man. I feel so much better. And what have you been doing, man? Have you been going to doctor? No, I've just been going out and getting earthed. That's it. All right, guys, go get earthed. Take your shoes off. Go on. See ya. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.